In this session, I want to dig a bit deeper into the functions of ProPresenter. There are four main points that I want to address. First, we're going to build a playlist with the existing elements in the library. Second, I'll show you how to edit existing elements. Third, we're going to be importing content for the library. And lastly, I'll show you how to convert a PowerPoint presentation into a ProPresenter presentation. So let's get started. As you can see, the playlist consists of main folders and subfolders. The main folder represents the different ministries, while the subfolders are representing different dates. We like to keep them in this order to make sure that everything's easy to find. Your ministry should already have a main folder, but if you're the person that's building the presentations, it'll be your job to create each subfolder. We will need to make sure that we are adding the subfolder to the correct location to prevent any confusion. To do this, simply click and highlight on the ministry's main folder that you're going to build from. Next, the subfolder icon that's located in the bottom left-hand corner, go ahead and click that. As you can see, it inserted the subfolder to the correct ministry folder. Now you can label it with today's date. Now we'll want to start inserting different elements into our service plan. So to do this, we simply come up to our library, choose the elements that pertain to this service. I know that this service is going to have some time where people are going to be walking in to find their seats. During that time, I want to have something on the screens, so let's go and search for a walk-in element. Once we've found it, simply drag it into our new playlist. Next, let's try some worship songs. Again, search for the correct element, simply drag them into your new playlist, and just continue this until all of your elements are in order according to the service plan. Now that we have our playlist in the correct order, we may need to make some changes to accommodate the speaker or the musician on the stage. To do this, I'm going to click on the element that I'd like to change. When I click on that element, it will also bring up the contents of its file in the upper portion of the screen. Depending on the needed changes, we may either be editing text, changing backgrounds, or just rearranging the order of the slides. Let's start with rearranging the slides. So while I hold down on the command button, I'm going to click and select the slide that we are going to relocate. You will see when I do this, it will outline the slide blue. While continuing to hold down on the command button, I'm going to click and drag the slide to the area where I want it. Make sure you save as you go in case something were to happen. To save, click Command S or go to the file icon at the top and click Save All. If I'm going to be editing text, I want to click the Edit button, and this will throw the top portion of the screen into edit mode. Now I want to scroll down to find the slide that needs editing. Click the slide, and now I can make my edits. When done, simply click Done, and again, save everything when you're done. If I want to change backgrounds, I can go into my video image bin and find the background of my choice. And while holding down on the command button, I'm going to click to highlight the chosen background. While continuing to hold down on the command button, I'm going to drag that correct background to the above area. Again, save all when you're done. There are going to be times when you need to add new slides to the presentation, so I want to walk you through that process. The speaker or the ministry leader may give you a flash drive with their teaching content attached, or they may email it to you in the form of attachment, both of which are fine. To begin, insert the flash drive into the computer and move the file from the flash drive onto the desktop, or open your email and download the attachment to the desktop on the computer. Do not leave the content on the flash drive. For whatever reason, if somebody removes a flash drive from the computer, ProPresenter will not be able to find it and an image will not be projected. So it's very important to always move the files to the computer that you are working on. Next, we want to go to the video image bin and find the appropriate file or the subfolder to move them to. It may be necessary to create a new file and or a new subfolder in this area. We would do this the same way that we did when we created one in the playlist. We would choose the correct folder and then add and label the appropriate subfolder. With the correct video image folder located, move all of the content that was inserted onto the desktop and drag them into the video image bin. Now they're in a ProPresenter form and we can add them to the library. To add to the library, we want to go to the bottom portion of the library section and you'll see an icon for creating a new element. Click on this icon and it should bring you up to an untitled element with a blank slide in its contents. Label the element accordingly and press enter. Now I want to remove the blank slide. There are two ways to delete a slide. First, you can right click on the slide and choose the delete option, or you can hold down on the command button and while holding down press the delete key. Now we can move the imported backgrounds to the library. We do this the same way as we did before, by pressing and holding the command button and dragging all necessary slides into the content area. If we are going to move all of the slides from the video image bin, then simply hold down on the command button and at the same time hit the A button. This will choose all slides in that subfolder. Now, while continuing to hit the command button, click and drag all the slides to the above contents section. Save your work as you go by pressing Command S or File, Save All. Once that's done, you'll need to check to be sure all of your slides are in the correct order. If adjustments need to be made, while holding the command button, click the slide that needs relocated so that it highlights blue and drag it into the appropriate location. Now you can move the elements from the library into the playlist. Always remember to save your work when you are finished. The last thing I want to show you is how to convert a PowerPoint presentation into a ProPresenter presentation. So I'm going to minimize ProPresenter. I had the PowerPoint presentation emailed to me, so I saved that to my downloads. I'm going to go into my downloads and open it up. It opens up into a PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to click on File, Save As. I'm going to leave the title the same. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And I'm going to change the format from PowerPoint to JPEG and click Save. You're going to see that this pops up. Basically, it's just telling you that it left it in its own folder on your desktop. I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to close out PowerPoint. Now you can see that right here, here's my folder that has the JPEG in it. And now what I can do is I can actually move that into ProPresenter the same way that we moved the other content. So I'm just going to drag that to my video image bin. And I can go to my test playlist, hit Command, click on it to highlight it, and then move it into position. And it's all set.